It's a sexy note from a sell-side analyst. What'd you make of it?
Well, there are some really important things to clarify. The first is that he was using version 12.3.6 of Fsd Supervised, which at this point is now obsolete. 12.5 came out starting Friday night, and in a limited release has gone to others. I got it Friday. I used 12.5 Saturday. I recorded my experience on the social media website X. You can see what I said. It's an improvement.
And now we have Fsd Supervised 12.5.1. A sexy note from a sell-side analyst? It won't be long now before they start to realize that, oh, knuckle, Tesla is on to something.
What William Stein at Truist is doing is he's taking a specific comment Elon Musk made on the first quarter and second quarter earnings calls, which is investors should judge Tesla's ability to solve for autonomy, active tense, by going out and experiencing themselves. And so what he's saying in his note is, my experience, based on this now obsolete version of the software, is it's not ready to solve autonomy. It hasn't done. But by extension, he just doesn't see the jump. Because if we do eventually have this robotaxi event, right, October 10th, it's how do we get from this consumer car with software that has experiences like these to a future where Tesla vehicles drive us around in the back seat, right, with no driver in the front. And he just doesn't see that jump. And he's coming on my show tomorrow, and I'll ask him the tough questions that a lot of our audience have asked me to ask him.
It'll be baby steps for these sell-side analysts. Baby steps. But I can show you better than I can tell you. Our AI student driver Fsd Supervised 12.5 before the crash is tasked with getting me to the VA clinic in Katy, Texas. Let me show you the video in real time. I guess we'll do this one without the music. I heard the comments, no big deal. We took the sunshade off. I'll be installing it, uninstalling it, depending on if I'm driving that day. The front view is better, I'm not gonna lie, so that's what we're gonna give. FSD 12.5, I know some people have 12.5.1 now. I love the pace that they're gonna push out updates. As long as they're better, it's all good. But right now, I got an appointment at the VA medical clinic in Katy, Texas, and I need to get there before 7:30. Right now it says I have a destination arrival at about 7:19. We'll see what it looks like when traffic hits us, but I think we'll get there, no big deal. Didn't change the profile, we're still on average. No tolls, no HOV. Let's see if it can get us there and get us there promptly. All right, we've got this impromptu four-way stop, blinking red lights. Let's see how we handle it. All right, all these cars should go before we go. I guess that car over there wasn't turning in our direction. The vehicle performed admirably, did exactly what a human would do, and went on time. Better than on time, really. You know, I don't know what to say. Kudos to the AI team is all I can think of. As this software improves, eventually your boy might be able to get some backseat testing. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? All right, can't put the cart before the horse. We gotta get these drives to be 99.999, etc. better than a human driver. I really can't wait until they do the wide release of this. I have a feeling a lot more people are going to get addicted to it. I mean, I'd already been addicted to it, but now, why put yourself through the rigors of having to drive with so many bad drivers on the road when this thing is going to be safer than you possibly could. I can't wait until this is the norm. Nice, beautiful morning. Contrast to what we've been experiencing lately. Torrential downpour, heavy winds, heavy rain. Luckily, no power outages thanks to the Tesla energy situation we got going on. The entire ecosystem of Tesla. I'm a full believer in the company. I'm paying attention, Car. I'm paying attention. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me. I'm paying attention. I guess my eyes aren't, you know, whatever. I got the monitoring system to turn it off without me having to touch the wheel. That's pretty cool. But like I was saying, the ecosystem has me a huge believer in Tesla, the company. If I didn't own these products, I wouldn't have so much conviction in Tesla, TSLA, that is. Just gonna keep buying whenever the stock, this is not financial advice, but whenever the stock is red, I buy. That's what I do. And I look forward to increasing my overall Tesla position. To me, it's painfully obvious that Tesla's going to solve for FSD. Once they do, and cars are become autonomous, not only will it save lives, but there's a lot of money involved in that, I hear. A multi-trillion-dollar opportunity. So I'm all on board with that. I will do whatever I can to help aid them in that process, because it is a worthwhile venture. Somebody's gonna need the Nobel Peace Prize for this, or whatever award that they give for saving lives. Man, and then when it comes to the energy, we had the freeze back in the day when we first got the solar system set up, saved our butts. Yosh became a believer. Yosh is my wife. Yosh became a believer, and I got more panels and more power walls right after that freeze. We just had Hurricane Beryl. Neighbor came in, had to put his daughter's medicine in our fridge because there was no power on the block. We're the closest thing to him. Happy to oblige. But it would be nice if we had more Tesla energy products on the block. Better for our grid and their own security, you know? But I think people are gonna start coming around the more the Texas grid appears to be less stable. Center point. But either way, we're going to help our community and ourselves the best we know how. Getting in the lane with the least amount of vehicles in it and maintaining our navigational. No hesitation, it just did it, committed, no jerking of the wheel, and now it's going to maintain our navigation. turned on the blinker, letting us know that, and the cars around us, that we were not going to get up on I-10 right there, I guess. Gonna get into the middle lane here. Typically, I like to just speed things up, you know, but if I'm gonna talk to you, I'm gonna do it in one-time speed. Get a full, you know, view of what I'm feeling, how I'm sitting in the vehicle, how it's manipulating the roads and all the cars around it. But I also like to do the faster ones. So we're gonna sprinkle in some one-times and then do the faster ones with the music. You know, switching up the genre as necessary. I think somebody said I had an eclectic music taste. I guess that's pretty accurate, but everything I play would be something that I would normally listen to. So, I don't know. Whatever it is, just know that I'm enjoying it, and I hope you do too. But first and foremost, I'm gonna have to enjoy it. It's a pretty smooth drive right now. We didn't take the freeway or the tollway, which probably would have saved us some time. But we're still making good time. We're supposed to get at the clinic at 7:20. Not opposed to that. Been such a journey. I think I started at 11.3.6 is when I first got the software. So the leap from that to 12.5 has been crazy. Only strengthened my conviction too. That level of progress in that time span, a little over a year ago. Where are we going to be at next year? That's my biggest concern. We got cars coming in from the feeder there. Our AI student driver handled it nicely, threaded to get over into this lane over here. I'm not sure why we're over here since we got to turn right in 2 miles, but I don't know. Just letting the car do its thing. Yeah, if we're nitpicking, I definitely wouldn't have gotten to the far left lane. This is where people are going to be getting on the freeway. I don't think that's the intention of the vehicle. We shall see here soon. Yeah, and indeed, it does not want to be over there. So, you know, it didn't get up there, but it didn't need to be over there in the first place. That's a little nitpicky, but if you're a Tesla owner and you have a hardware 4 model car, it's about time to get that subscription, just to give it a feel. Hardware 3 cars, I don't think they've gotten 12.5 just yet. Don't worry, it'll be well worth the wait, especially when they do that wide release of 12.5.3. Fully recommend the subscription of FSD. I look around and all these individuals having to drive themselves. It feels like I'm the only guy with a smartphone and everybody else got Motorola Razors out here, or sidekicks. It feels odd to know that they are driving their car and I am just supervising mine. I can't begin to explain how that feels. How can I put this? Normally I'd be focusing, and we get so careless, we get so lazy when we do drive, especially at lights. We're on our phones, we're doing everything else other than paying attention to what we need to be paying attention to. And to have that burden alleviated to any degree, it's like I'm still paying attention. Actually, I'm paying more attention because it's so awe-inspired. It's just awe. But it feels lighter. Like, I can't explain the task of driving it's unburdened is the best way to put that. No real drain. You gotta experience it for yourself to really understand it. I know it's kind of crazy. This light is taking forever. But that's on me. I guess I could have been up there and did what I was supposed to do, but I think we're on the move now if everybody's paying attention. So big complaint that my wife has is when it knows it needs to make a turn, it needs to start getting over there a little bit earlier. And I think 0.5 miles before the turn is about what needs to be, it's obviously thinking about getting over and making this right turn. How soon should it be getting into the far right lane to make this turn? 0.3 miles, closer to 0.25 miles, I'd imagine, is what it's looking at. I mean, these metrics are okay. Again, very nitpicky, but my wife is it's going to take a lot for her to relinquish control of driving. And it's going to be a step. Can't tell you how long it took her to trust the cameras on the car instead of the mirrors on the car, but she did. But I could tell it was an uphill battle. So too will this be. As I've mentioned before, the Katy VA clinic is right up ahead. The navigation wants us to go around this church simply to avoid the parking lot of the VA, I think. Which I guess might be the right answer. I'm not sure. But either way, I just let it happen and let it take us to the front step. Eventually, maybe this thing will be so good that it can just drop me off. I can banish it and go back to the house and then pick me up in the same fashion. So, but I'd imagine going up and into that parking lot would be faster. But we'll just take the scenic route. in a terrible rush. Still gonna get there on time-ish. I wish it would heed that speed bump a little better. But again, it's nitpicky. But I have a feeling this speed bump up ahead is going to be recognized, and of course it slows down like I would like it to slow down for those speed bumps over there. So there is something to it, I'd imagine. Something to it indeed. Hands-free, flawless drive. Again, I think maybe we could go through the parking lot and get here faster. But who knows? I mean, who am I to tell the professional how to behave? And we get right up to the front step of the clinic here. I imagine there would be some way to tell the car to here's fine, you know what I mean? So that's it. Let's go ahead and park this bad boy. This looks fine. I have no doubt that Tesla is going to solve for general autonomy. Later tonight, Panda's gonna gobble up that 12.5.1 update, and we'll see how she fares around the Houston area. Something tells me, however, we're not gonna have 12.5.1 for very long. That's all I've got for you today. Be easy. Peace.